watching Thrifty Kaniffy. Hello everyone and welcome to Thrifty Kaniffy. So this is the final episode of the Sowbelly collection. This is part 8. And I'll be showing the final knives that I have in my collection, in the Sowbelly collection. Let's kick it off with this black horn from Ryder. Now this is genuine horn, and it's difficult to tell any kind of transition in handle color, but this side's pretty dark. But you get the nickel silver bolsters on either side, brass pins. And this side gives you a little better idea of some of the color transition, a little more light coming through on that side. And this is a really dark horn. You've got main clip blade here with the match strike pole, mirror finish. Get the Rough Ryder script tang there, and then on the blade you have the anvil that says tested sharp with the RR inside. On the reverse, the poles on this side, you have the sheep's foot on the left, spade blade on the right, and you'll notice that there's no additional tang stamps on these blades, but the material is really smooth, and you get really good snap on those 3 blades. So there you have the black horn version of the Sowbelly Stockman from Ryder. Okay, up next, this is sort of a classic style, the yellow composition. Now this one has nickel silver bolsters with the single stripe, and you get a federal shield on here with just the slight RR stamping into that shield. Nickel silver pins, and the coloring is nice and even on this one. All pretty consistent from left to right there. Let's take a look at the blades. Get the clip point blade, and it's got the horseshoe tang stamp on this one. Match strike pull, mirror finish. No swedging or anything like that. No etching, except for the reverse, which you have the 440A stainless steel stamp there, razor sharp steel, and then the model number in China below it. No half stops on these. Let's take a look at the other 2 blades. Get the sheep's foot on the left, spade blade on the right. Both of those blades have the horseshoe tang stamp, and you get pretty good pull and walk and talk on these guys. All pretty snappy blades. So there is your yellow composition Rough Ryder Sowbelly Stockman. Okay, up next, this one, pretty tough find. This is the Candy Cane Merry Christmas version of the Sowbelly Stockman from Rough Ryder. Nickel silver bolsters on both sides with that single thread like the other 2 you've just seen, and then you get the mother of pearl inlay next to some red synthetic with nickel silver spacers, and it's really well done. You can see the spacers there and how well the gapping is. It's really tight. Get the brass liners there, and then there's this side. Pretty much just the same thing. Now I've had people comment this is like a barber pole. Like, yeah, it kind of is. And here is the main blade, and it has a reverse etch that says Merry Christmas. And then on the tang it has the horseshoe style tang stamp. No half stops on this. On the reverse you have your sheep's foot blade and your spade blade. Now you can see that this has match strike poles and mirror finish blades, 440A stainless. Again, horseshoe tang stamps on each side. And then this spade blade has a little surprise for you. Has another blade etch on it, reverse frosted, and you get a sleigh with some reindeer pulling Santa. So pretty neat little Christmas commemorative item, and really well done inlays there. End up being really nice. Generally, I'm not a huge fan of like Christmas style knives, but this one is actually pretty good. Alright, next up we have one of two knives that I have in the same model number. This is the brown jig bone, or excuse me, red jig bone with the bomb shield. You get the plain bolsters with just a single stripe on either side and brass pins. Nickel silver shield, bomb shield there, or flying squirrel as some people refer to it. And let's take out this middle blade first. Clip blade. Has a nice pull on all three of these blades. You get the horseshoe tang stamp on the clip blade there. Mirror finish, no swedging. And then on the other side, obviously, you get the other two horseshoe tang stamps on the sheep's foot and spay blade. But you have really nice jigging pattern on this. Nice red coloring. Has good transitions to the edges. Looks really nice, and the handles are nice and even. Very well done red jig bone there. And the snap on these are really good. Pretty happy with this guy. Now another of the red jig bone, and just an older model with a different shield. You'll see this one had the flying squirrel, and this one the round horseshoe shield. So it's the same model, but just a little different variation. Again, with the jigging pattern, I believe those are pretty consistent to be the same, and the coloring is pretty close too. Maybe a little lighter around the edges with this one. But you get the nice circular shield there with the stacked R's and Rough Rider on the horseshoe. Nickel silver bolsters was just a single stripe there. And this one's a pretty older one. Again, that Rough Rider script tang stamp. And then on the blade, you get the anvil again, tested sharp with the RR inside. No half stops on this. You get the sheep's foot on the left here, and the spay on the right, on the reverse side. Good look at that. Nice jigging and coloring on that red jig bone. It's hard to go wrong with these style knives. Always end up being pleased with the handles on these. Good pull on all these blades too. Just really nice knife. And it's cool that you get this different version. So yeah, they just continued to make it and put a different shield on it. Alright, up next we've got the Ocean Wave series. Now, this one's really unique. The coloring on it is not like any of the other Rough Rider knives. And they're basically trying to emulate a ocean wave, and they did a really good job. You got the shield here in the middle. It's sort of a propeller style, but it's actually a crashing wave or a cresting wave there in the middle. And it's got that propeller shape to it, but also has like a yellow tinge to the shield. So it's not the same color as the bolsters, actually. And then on the back, much the same, just a different style of wave there, but very much like an ocean wave. These single bolsters with the single, or plain bolsters with the single stripe. Let's take a look at the blades. So on this one you have the horseshoe tang stamp and just a match stripe pull. No swedging on this. Mirror finish, 440A stainless. No half stops on that. You get the sheep's foot on the left here and the spay on the right from the back. And you got a really stiff pull on that spay blade. I'd give that a 9. Beautiful coloring on the handles. Just really unlike any of the other Rough Rider covers. The more you look at it, the more you like it. It just kind of grows on you as you get a better chance to look at it. Great snap on all these blades. Again, no half stops. And just a wonderful addition to the Sowbelly collection. Okay, up next, here's another of 3 versions of the same knife. Now this is the brown jig bone. This one with the Chevrolet bow tie style shield. And some pretty light coloring on the edges of this, but it is brown jig bone. And you can see the jigging pattern there. Pretty consistent all the way across. The plain bolsters with the single stripe. Here's the back. You can see how well that matches the front. Did a really good job from front to back. Let's take a look at the blades. This one has the newer style reverse R tank stamp on it. Mirror finish blade. The matte strike pull. You don't have any swedging on this one. This one's a little dirty. Needs some cleaned up. But you get the mirror finish. 440A stainless. No half stops on this one. You can see that's a pretty decent snap on the close. We look at the sheep's foot and the spade blade. A little lighter pull on this particular knife. I'd say maybe closer to a 5. But you get the back-to-back R tank stamps on this one as well. And spade blade and sheep's foot. Match strike pull on both of those. Really nice looking handles. As you'll see, this one is quite a bit different looking than the other brown jig bone that I'm going to show you here. So here is the second oldest. This is the brown jig bone with the horseshoe round shield on it. Now you can see how this one is quite a bit darker to the edges. And it's just a little different shape, or excuse me, color and different style shield. The blades are pretty much the same with the exception of the stamping and the etching. You get the horseshoe shield on this one. And again, that anvil tang stamp. This time says always ready. Not an anvil, I'm sorry. This is the horseshoe tang stamp, which says always ready. So a little different etching on this one than some of the others with the anvil on it. There's a better look at the tang stamp there. No half stops on this one. Take a look at the other blades. Sheep's foot and spade blade, same shape. Mirror finish, match strike pull. And you don't have any tang stamps on those secondary blades with this one. Let's take a closer look at the jigging. You can see that it's a little wider and broader. Not the same as this one here, though it is the same model number. And so yeah, it's just a little different knife. Get the brass liners. Good pull on all those blades. Gapping's not a big issue. Some minor gapping there. But yeah, there's a little older brown jig bone one. Now here's the oldest of all 3 of them. This one with the Cigar shield and the Rough Rider script inside of there. Just a cigar shaped shield, nickel silver. This one has no stripes on the bolsters. And you can see it has a little bit more of a red coloring around the edges. I'd say more similar to this, but with less yellow in it and more red in the coloring. But needless to say, this has got a different shield on it, a little older. It has sort of a natural half stop, but not a actual half stop. And you get the tang and script combination stamping on this one. It says Rough Rider at the top with the anvil below it. And then on the blade, just a Rough Rider script. Well, there's that. No half stops on this, obviously, being as old as it is. There's your sheep's foot and your spade blade. Again, sort of a natural half stop on this particular knife. No tang stamps on the back there and none on the front. So those blades just are without a stamp. But decent pull on the main blade. These are a little mushier. Not too bad though. And again, like I said, that's sort of a natural half stop, but not a true half stop. Okay. Next up, we have a favorite among a lot of people. This has got this smooth tobacco brown handle on it. This is the Outdoorsman series, and you have the acorn shield on it. A lot of people don't realize that there's a RR kind of hidden at the top of the acorn there that's buried in the etching of it, or the stamping of it. So kind of neat little Easter egg there. That you have the nickel silver bolsters with the stripes on either side, nickel silver pins, and that beautiful shield that's well inlaid. Really tremendous looking shield, and a great shield for a series to be called Outdoorsman. Let's take a look at the blades. Your main clip blade here, no swedging on it, just match strike pulls, and that wonderful horseshoe tank stamp. No half stops on these at all. There's your sheep's foot and your spade blade, and these do have the horseshoe tank stamps all the way around. Better look at that tobacco brown bone there. Just a beautiful color. Front and back. Oops, excuse me. There you go. Decent pull on the secondary blades, but the main blade is almost ideal with a lot of snap. There you go. Outdoorsman series. Rough Ryder Sowbelly stock. Okay, up next, favorite of many. This is the Abalone series of knives from Rough Ryder. This is the Sowbelly Stockman, of course, and then you've got nickel silver bolsters on either side with the single stripe. There's the back. All the transition in color there, quite remarkable. Now, I do believe this is imitation. It's abalone, but it is very well done. Let's take a look at the blades. Here's your clip point blade. Again, one of the older tang stamps there with the combination script to Rough Ryder and the anvil below it. Nickel silver bolsters there, yeah. And you got the match strike pulls with this one, clip point blade. And on this side you've got the stamping of the 440 razor sharp still into the blade and not an etching like on some of the other ones. No half stops on this. Let's take a look at the other two blades. There's your sheep's foot and your spade blade. This thing's a little dirty. Good look at the abalone there. No pins on this one, so it must just be applied with adhesive. Probably prone to cracking, so they don't use it. There's pretty decent snap on all those blades, and nice little snap on the walk and talk on that one. But that is your Abalone Rough Ryder Sowbelly Stockman. Okay, last knife in the series and the final knife of the Sowbelly collection. Last but not least, we have the Tortoise shell. Now, the Tortoise shell has a bit of a translucent appearance, and then the brass liner behind it provides a little bit of sheen to give you that nice reflective look. And you can see color transition in it is really nice. You get this nice round horseshoe shield with the single striped nickel silver bolsters and brass pins on this one. Here's a look at the back, which gives you even more transitional coloring here. Beautiful tortoise shell handles. Now, obviously these are probably imitation, but they do a really nice job with it. And of all the tortoiseshell knives I have, I would say this probably comes close to most replicating a turtle. So you have the clip point blade here. Again, the older script style tang stamp, but this one without the anvil below it. Instead, they put the anvil as a blade etch. Tested sharp with the RR inside. Match strike pull, mirror finish, 440A stainless steel blades. No half stops on this one. The other two blades, let's take a peek. You got your sheep's foot here on the back side on the left and the spay on the right. No tang stamps on either of those. So it appears the only tang stamp is on the main blade. Good pull on these two blades. A lot of walk and talk. Pretty good walk and talk on the main blade as well. So happy with this one. There you have it. Rough Ryder tortoise shell Sowbelly Stockman. And that is going to wrap it up, guys. I hope you enjoyed this series of videos 1 through 8. If you like this video and you like this series, please leave a thumb up. That helps improve the algorithm and allows for more views of these videos so that we can spread the word about the channel. So I'd appreciate it if you do like it to give us a thumbs up. And also, if you're interested in subscribing, please do so. And if you do subscribe, make sure you hit that bell to be made aware of videos when they drop. But thank you so much for following along with this series, guys. It's been a lot of fun to make these videos. Kind of a long, drawn-out process, but I hope you enjoyed it. Hope everyone has a fantastic day. Take care.